Hello everybody and welcome back to myPACE. We're going to keep up our momentum and we're going to just go ahead and cruise on into the next lesson. Now this is for lesson 17, where we are going to be focusing on the first of the 5 pathways that are available to you as a student of Job Corps. So our first one that we're going to focus on is advanced training. Now, this might not be something that all of you are looking at, and that's okay. Just as a reminder from the last lesson, please make sure that you are giving all of these pathways an honest shot. Entertain the thought of advanced training for the duration of this lesson, and if you decide that that's not a pathway for you after you know all the information, then by all means, you are okay to make that decision. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Advanced training is going to have so many different great options for you when it comes to the pursuit of your career. Advanced training is going to allow you to build on your basic training that you're learning at Flint Hills Job Corps, and you're going to advance your skills. Think of it like a math class. You can't take Algebra 2 before you take Algebra 1. We have advanced training programs that are offered at Job Corps centers all over the country. At the moment, Flint Hills Job Corps currently does not offer any advanced training programs on location, but we do have a great history of sending students to advanced training programs all over the country. So for those of you going into nursing, we do have experience sending students to Denison, Iowa for our advanced training in licensed practicing and vocational nurse. For those of you who are going into plumbing or maybe facility maintenance, so building construction technology, we have an amazing HVAC certification process that is offered through our advanced training programs. For those of you guys who like to get a little bit more down and dirty with cars, we have a great automotive mechanic program that is available in Clearfield, Utah. We have 20 different advanced training programs, in fact, in 8 different major industries. So you have options, you have variety. And this is something that you're going to figure out through this lesson of learning what opportunities are available to you. This training is going to take place a little bit faster than what you've experienced at Flint Hills Job Corps throughout your time here. So not just your time in myPACE, but continually. Your advanced training is going to be probably a little bit quicker, and it's going to allow you to get advanced techniques and credentials in the field. You are spending additional time with us to get that technique down pat. And our Job Corps program is going to continue to support you the way that you are receiving support right now. So housing, food, the weekly allowance, so the $25 that you receive every other week, I believe it goes up in advanced training. Don't hold me directly to that, but also medical care. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow you to stand out to potential employers. You have extra training under your belt. You have extra education. You have hands-on experience. This is going to do nothing but benefit you in the long run. Now, attached to this lesson, you're going to see a map that is associated with all of the Job Corps centers around the country that do offer advanced training programs. If you go under the resource tab of lesson 17 of myPACE, you should see a PDF that actually has an itemized list of all 20 different programs that we offer and where they can be found. Also, if you go to our Job Corps YouTube page, there are hundreds of videos that will allow you to get a lot of really great information, including information about the advanced training program that you're going into. One that this lesson does like to focus on a lot is the Computer Administrations Technician advanced training program. So, if that's something that you're interested in, go to the DOL Job Corps YouTube page and take a look and see what those different programs entail. It is going to be a really great resource for information, and oftentimes it comes from students being interviewed. When you're going into advanced training, one thing that we really do like you guys to think about is a line of logic when it comes to what advanced training program you're looking at applying for. For example, if you get your certification in cement at Flint Hills Job Corps, it's not exactly going to make sense to go into a nursing program for advanced training. We want to make sure that there's actually kind of a line of logic for what you are going to be pursuing. But one opportunity that is available for all of you guys, no matter what trade you're going into, is the transportation industry. So there are no training program prerequisites. This is available for everybody. Because when you think about it, every field has need for transportation. Going back to our example of cement. Well, we have cement trucks. You kind of need a little bit of experience in transportation to be able to drive those big trucks around. Nursing. You have to get samples from one place to the lab. Blood drives. Making sure that equipment is properly delivered. Those are all different options that are available to you from two completely different industries. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow you to have a lot of different interesting options. For example, you can work on airlines as a ramp agent or a reservationist. You can work on passenger trains as an onboard service attendant. And normally when people hear attendant, they think like flight attendant and like, oh, the exits are here and here. That's not what we're talking about in this instance. You would actually be somebody that travels with the train and services it as necessary. So you're not a flight attendant, you're not a caterer, you are a repair person. You're also able to work on barge lines. Now these are things that are commonly used to transport coal. So you can be a tanker person or a deckhand. Or if you really wanted to, maybe live in a more populated area, you could be a dispatcher for a freight train. So now we're going to start debunking some myths that you might hear about advanced training. The first one that you're going to hear is that advanced training is the same as college. And this isn't necessarily true. There are some advanced training programs that are going to require college classes, but not all of them. For example, if you are going into the LPN, so licensed practicing nurse, that is the level of nursing that you are qualified to begin drawing blood. So, if you're going to be drawing blood, it would kind of make sense that you need to know about the veins, the location of them, how they operate. So that would mean you would need some type of knowledge about the circulatory system. And the best way to get that knowledge is to take a human anatomy and physiology course at a local college. Now, obviously, if this is something that an advanced training program is going to require, they will cover the cost of everything and they will make sure that you are in the know of this before you even begin the program. Advanced training in itself is more practical industry training and hands-on training at center, rather than just sitting in a classroom the way that you would see college. There are some advanced training programs that might require you to get a college degree, but not necessarily. It's going to be a case-by-case basis. If you are interested in going to college, you would be looking at ACT instead of AT. Now that is advanced career training. That is college at Job Corps. And I'm not going to get too much into detail about that right now because you can look forward to that information in lesson 18 of myPACE, so this next lesson coming up. Another myth that you might hear is that you're going to be stuck at Job Corps forever trying to finish. That's also not true. So, in actuality, the amount of time that you have from the time that you enrolled in myPACE to the time that you graduate from Flint Hills Job Corps, you have a time limit there. So, that period of time cannot be longer than 2 years, start to finish, for your basic training. This is going to include your trade and your high school, if that is required. If you get accepted into advanced training, what that is going to do is that is going to add an additional year. Advanced training programs are time specific, so no program is going to take longer than a year. Honestly, they're going to be a little bit shorter than that just so that you have a buffer of period of time. We don't want you to be crunched for time trying to finish a year program in a year time limit. So because of that, basic and advanced training can be completed in 3 years or less. As a reminder of what we talked about in lesson 15 with the SMART goals, is that it's always good to give yourself that buffer. That extra year is going to make you feel less rushed. In addition to that, if you are a student who does take the full 2 years to get your basic training, so your high school diploma and your trade, that's okay. We're not cutting off the option of advanced training to you. It's still an option. So, what are the advantages of getting advanced training? So, when you do successfully complete advanced training, the number one thing that you are going to get is advanced skills and industry-specific knowledge. If you think of the amount of time you're spending getting that education like a funnel, the longer you are in the funnel, the more specific it gets. And so because of that, you are getting more and more specialized. And what that's going to do, that specialization, means that you are going to have more career options. You are going to fit the qualifications for so many more jobs because you are now a specialist. You are somebody that an employer is looking for because it's not something that they can just grab off the street like at McDonald's. And so because of that, because you're a specialist, you have very specific knowledge that you are bringing to the table. You have now earned the right to be picky. So when you have more career options, you also have better chances of getting higher salaries. You can get paid better because you are going in with that extra knowledge. This ties right back into what we learned in lesson 12 with return on investment. This is giving you so much more value for your time and your labor and everything that you are doing on a job. So why not be picky and go for that job that is exactly the same for both offers but pays a little bit more? You're going to get those advanced industry credentials that is going to be so helpful for you. Maybe an entry-level job after you get that advanced training isn't where you want to be, and that's okay. A lot of us want to be leaders. So I want to make sure that you are set up best foot forward. Things to consider when it comes to deciding what program you want to do for advanced training. Pay close attention to this slide because this is a little bit closer to what you're going to be doing to complete lesson 17. So what you're going to do is you're going to be going into your favorites tab on the myPACE website. And if you don't know where that is, it is on the top right-hand side of the black toolbar at the top of your screen. If you click on favorites, there's a drop-down and it will take you to favorite occupations or favorite programs. You'll want occupations, or you can just click on favorites. And what you're going to do is you are going to click on the title of one of the jobs that you have added to your favorites. Ideally, it's going to be the one that you chose in lesson 14. Once you get there, you are going to scroll down until you see these 4 boxes. It will be right below the staircase that you used to complete lesson 12. So we see this orange box on the far left is specifically for advanced training. So the fact that we do see some results here means that there are advanced training programs that will help you be qualified for the occupation that you are on. There is a chance that it may say there are no advanced training programs available for this occupation. That's okay. That is why you favorited 3 occupations in lesson 10. If none of them have an advanced training program, go in through your trade. And if you need help with that, contact your myPACE instructor. But for now, we're going to click on this orange box on the far left. And it's going to open up a page that looks like this, where it lists all of the advanced training programs that are available to you to qualify you for that occupation. And you get to go through and choose the program that interests you. So if we click learn more about this program, it's going to provide some really great information about this program. The example that we're looking at right here is for the advanced administration program. So this is computer administration, running server rooms, things like that. So what we see here is the location of the center. We see a program description, as well as a video from the DOL Job Corps YouTube page that I mentioned earlier. And we're also going to see a detailed program brochure so that you are able to get a lot of really great information about this advanced training program, all from the same website. The program brochure is going to look like this. And obviously it's going to be different for every single advanced training program. But as a whole, it's going to contain similar components, just different information. We see an overview of the program. We see entry requirements. So what does it take for you to get into advanced training? We see for people who have completed that advanced training program, how much they make per year going into their field. So for the Advanced Computer Systems Administration program, we see that graduates of this program make between $60,000 and $70,000 per year. That's really good. We also see program expectations. This is what the program is expecting of you once you are enrolled in the program. And this is going to be some common sense things of wear your uniform, show up on time, different things like that. But it is going to help lay out the land for you so you know exactly what they are expecting when you do get to that advanced training program. So when we talk about advanced training, what's your return on investment? What is your cost in time? So advanced training programs are going to vary in length just depending on which program it is that you're going into. But on average, you are able to complete it in under a year. It could take up to a year. Again, just to reiterate what was said before, that's going to depend on you, the program, and your work ethic. The advanced training program is going to start after you complete your basic training. This is going to include your high school. Because it is advanced training, they are running on the assumption that you have completed all of the basics, which includes your high school. It includes your TABES. So make sure that you have everything planned and ready to go so that when you are complete, you are able to start that advanced training program. If you are accepted into advanced training, you can stay up to 3 years in Job Corps, including your basic training. Your cost in dollars. To go to advanced training is going to cost you nothing. It's just a matter of you getting accepted into the program. In fact, once you complete the advanced training program that you're interested in, salaries are going to start at higher than entry level. You don't have to wait to prove yourself. You already have that first raise under your belt. And while you do go through advanced training, Job Corps is going to continue to provide you benefits while you are completing your program. So things like housing, food, medical care, so everything that you are getting in wellness, you will continue to receive that at advanced training. And you are going to continue to get your weekly allowance. So, requirements for you to get into advanced training. At the very least, you have to complete your basic Job Corps training that is on the same career path as the program that you're looking into. To reiterate what we were talking about earlier, you need to follow that same line of logic. So, if you're looking at going into plumbing, maybe you don't want an advanced training program in nursing. So just make sure you're following that line of logic, with the exception of the transportation industry. You do have to have a high school diploma or GED. You need to make sure you have that because they're running on the assumption that you do. You have to meet certain math and reading requirements. This is done through the TABES. As a reminder, TABE stands for Testing of Adult Basic Education. So they are making sure that those math and reading requirements are what is necessary for you to understand what is being given to you through the program. TABEs are not separate from academic skills and your advanced training. No matter what field you are going into, you're going to need math. You're going to need reading. Non-negotiable. Nurses, you need math to calculate blood pressure and heart rate. You need reading because there's a lot of medical charts that you need to know and understand. For those of you guys going into the construction industry, you need math. Measurements exist. You need reading. Blueprints exist. Those are important. And so that's why we have those TABEs. You do need to be at least 17 years old. I'm sorry for those of you who are 16, but if you hit 17 while you are at Job Corps before you do complete the program, advanced training will be an option for you. But if you're one of our fresh new lads who just turned 16, this is something that you need to be aware of, is that age requirement. I cannot stress this enough. If you are even considering going to advanced training as your pathway, you need to run a clean race during your time at Flint Hills Job Corps. So that means you need to be on time to go to classes. You need to get good evaluations from your instructors, because there's going to be a lot of students who want to go to advanced training. Because of that, there's going to be a lot of applicants. And since they have lots of applicants, those advanced training programs have earned the right to be picky. They're only going to let in the best of the best. So you want to make sure that you are among that group. You do have to be accepted by the center and by the program. This is more of a formality than anything. If the center accepts you, the program probably will too, and vice versa, but it's just a check and balance to make sure that they're letting in the right people. You do have to have health clearance from the Job Corps Center. You guys, when you do get to center, we'll be meeting our doctor, who is Dr. Mosier. And so what he's going to do if you're looking at going into advanced training is he's going to give you kind of a physical. And he's going to make sure that there is nothing medically that could intervene with your ability to complete the advanced training program. Because if there is, that might disqualify you from being able to participate. So that's just also something to be aware of. Additional requirements are going to be specific to the program that you're looking at going into. A nursing advanced training program is going to have completely different requirements than advanced cement or advanced forestry. So, yeah, just be aware of those different requirements, and that's something that the myPACE website is really able to offer you. As you make your way through myPACE and you're completing all of these different exit tickets with each lesson, your career plan is automatically going to be filling itself out. And one thing that you are going to have to do is you're going to have to make a decision of which of these 5 pathways is the one that you want to pursue. And that's going to appear on your career plan like we see here. So we see that this student has selected advanced training as their pathway. Specifically, they have picked the Advanced Computer Systems Administration program. Now at the bottom here, we see their reason for choosing this pathway. So they're actually explaining what drove them to make this decision. And we see their SMART goal. This is not something that we were just going to leave behind in lesson 15. This is something that you are going to consistently need to do throughout myPACE so that you can keep the definition of your goal in your own hands. You are the one that is creating the definitions. Nobody else is doing it for you. So this is going to make it easier for your support team to know exactly what it is that you need. Your career development specialist is going to know what things you need for transition into an advanced training program. Your career transition specialist, because those are 2 different things, and you will meet your CTS eventually. They will know what location to send your information to. So, showing your work on the career plan is incredibly important. If anybody has any questions about the advanced training pathway, please feel free to reach out to your myPACE coach. We are more than happy to answer any questions that you have. You can schedule a Zoom meeting with us, a Google Hangout, a phone call. We are here to help. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to be taking this information and you're going to use it to complete lesson 17. Now, if you need to go back to the part in the lecture where we're talking about the favorite occupations, so that you can kind of follow along what you need to do for lesson 17, by all means do that. Or, alternatively, you can use the video that is on the exit ticket for lesson 17, and it will walk you through how to do it as well. The choice is yours. Feel free to reach out to your myPACE instructor if you have any questions. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys in the next lesson, metaphorically.